Imagine your sensitive corporate data is a vault of treasure. Right now, attackers are swarming that vault from every direction with malware, phishing, and ransomware. The volume and speed of these attacks mean we can no longer rely on guesswork, luck, or an uncoordinated handful of firewalls to stop them. To protect those assets, we need a complete, systematic methodology. That is exactly what the ISO 27001 standard provides. It is a globally recognized framework that forces an organization to identify exactly what it holds and deploy a structured, proven defense to guard it. Think of this as us sitting down together to map out the future of your company's security. Implementing this standard takes work, but it follows a clear path. We are going to walk through a definitive 7-step roadmap that takes your organization from zero to fully certified. Trying to protect a modern IT infrastructure without a structured, tested framework means you are not actually practicing cybersecurity. You are simply crossing your fingers. Step 1 starts at the very top. You need the absolute commitment of your top management. Without the board and the executives providing the required budget, dedicated resources, and visible support, the project will fail before it begins. Their commitment is the bedrock of everything we will build. Once you have their backing, you form your Information Security Management System team, or ISMS. This cannot be an IT-only project. You need representatives from human resources, legal, finance, and IT to ensure every vulnerability across the business is covered. Step 2 requires establishing your boundaries. When an organization starts this process, they often try to protect every single system and office on day one. That is a trap. You need to focus strictly on your most sensitive assets first. To do this, you methodically inventory your assets, your servers, customer databases, and physical locations. You identify where the most critical data flows, and you draw a precise logical and physical boundary around those high-value targets. By defining exactly what is inside the scope and what is left out, you create a focused, achievable security strategy, rather than an expensive, endless failure. Step 3 is risk assessment. This is the absolute core of the cybersecurity professional's job. Here, we identify exactly what threatens the scope we just defined. This chart is a risk matrix grid. We use it to analyze and plot our vulnerabilities. On the horizontal axis, we weigh the likelihood of a specific threat occurring. On the vertical axis, we measure the potential business impact if that attack succeeds. We populate it with different cyber threats to see exactly where our biggest dangers lie. For every risk we plot, we have 4 choices. We can accept the risk if the cost of fixing it outweighs regret. We can change our operations to avoid the risk. We can apply a control to push the risk down into the safe green zone, mitigating it. Or we can transfer the risk entirely by doing something like buying cyber insurance. To mitigate these threats, we select specific security controls from Annex A of the ISO standard. Every control we pick is recorded in a master document called the Statement of Applicability, or SOA. We draw a direct line between the specific risk we analyzed and the exact control we chose to neutralize it. This rigorous assessment process turns your security from blind panic into a mathematically sound, highly defensible strategy. Step 4 is deploying the controls we selected in the real world. On the technical side, this means implementing solutions like multi-factor authentication, encrypting data at rest, and enforcing network segmentation. On the administrative side, it requires rolling out strict operating policies, defining new employee onboarding procedures, and enforcing human resources security protocols to protect against insider threats. Step 5 is vigilance. Once the controls are live, they require 24/7 continuous monitoring. This means utilizing security operation centers and SIEM tools to analyze system logs and track security events the moment they happen. You must also track key performance indicators, like average incident response times, and run routine internal audits. These measurements ensure your team is actually following the new policies and that the technical defenses are operating as designed. Building a massive wall serves no purpose if nobody is standing watch. Continuous measurement is your only proof of actual security. Step 6 focuses on continual improvement. Cyber threats evolve, and your business changes. Annually, top management must conduct a formal review to verify that the defense system adapts to these new operational realities. When your monitoring uncovers a failure or a nonconformity in the system, You implement corrective actions to fix the immediate problem and preventive actions to guarantee it never happens again. Finally, step 7 is the external audit. An independent auditor will review your system in 2 stages. First, they review your documentation to ensure your design is sound. Second, they evaluate the practical application to verify that your staff is actively using the controls. Passing both stages earns the organization the ISO 27001 certificate. It provides verified proof to your clients and partners that you meet the highest global standards of data protection. Going from zero structure to full certification is a demanding, rigorous process. But the security posture you gain at the end of this journey protects your assets, your reputation, and your operational stability. To make it work, keep 3 rules in mind. Rule 1. Document everything relentlessly. In the eyes of an auditor, if a policy is not documented, it did not happen. Every written procedure builds a solid pillar of accountability. Rules 2 and 3 involve your resources. Your employees are your ultimate front-run defense, so invest heavily in their security awareness training. Meanwhile, protect your IT team from burnout by automating routine tasks, using orchestration tools and automated scanners to handle the repetitive heavy lifting. Following this roadmap integrates security into the daily operations of the company. By defining scope, analyzing risks, and measuring defenses, you create a resilient environment that can proactively identify and neutralize threats before they impact the business.